regular season finale time here in Saugerties. A preview of tomorrow's first round playoff game between the Stallions and Blue Sox. Dan Shalom with you alongside Nick Zuppi here at Cantine Field. And Nick, while this game might not mean anything playoffs-wise, it'll certainly give us some insight into what to expect tomorrow. 24 hours time, this will be a playoff game between these two sides.
Tomorrow night, like you said, Dan, right here at Cantine, which will be matchup number 4 between these two teams right here at Cantine. The Stallions have won the first 2. They're playing here tonight.
For the Blue Sox, a devastating loss for them last night, 18-17 in 10 innings. Up at Robert Smith Sports Complex, one of the craziest games that you'll ever see here in the PGCBL. But with that win, Boonville stays alive, and they just need Mohawk Valley to lose tonight, and they are into the playoffs. The situation for the Diamond Dogs, win, and they are in against the Amsterdam Mohawks. For the Stallions here tonight, they're going to start with Anthony Umhe on the bump against a Utica side that has their top 4 hitters for average taking the day off before tomorrow.
Which makes a lot of sense if you're the Utica Blue Sox. Here today, they're, like you just said, top 4 hitters not in the lineup. It's smart. Give them a day off today, because if they were to make a run to the championship, no more days off the rest of the season.
And it's a grueling stretch here for the Blue Sox. They were up in Boonville last night, and now they have back-to-back road games in Saugerties, around a 2.5 hour drive down there from Utica. Just taking a look at how things have shaped up this season, Nick. These two teams have been near even in every single category.
Stallions are +2 in the run column, but +2 in the hit column. But for them, a little bit more sloppy on defense. 8 errors compared to 2. That's something to look out for here today to see if they can correct that going into tomorrow's winner-go-home game.
Jager Naylor to lead things off here for the Blue Sox in the top half of the first. Anthony Umhe toeing the slab here for the Stallions in what could be his final appearance of the year. Here at Cantine Field for the final time in the regular season, Umhe with the 6.75 ERA, 5 appearances so far, and he deals a first pitch strike down the middle. George Baker behind the dish tonight, Andrew Ray at third. Casey Comiskey over at short. Kemp Carroll makes his first start at second. Dylan Passo at first, left to right in the outfield. Fitzsimmons, Rodriguez, and Medina. The 0-1 misses upstairs for ball 1. Scott Paul behind the plate. Jeff Ramsdale, the bases umpire, here tonight in Saugerties. For the Stallions, they are 8-1-1 in their last 10, have caught fire at the right time. Winners of 4 in a row, and kept that going last night in an 11-5 victory over the Glens Falls Dragons.
And this was a Stallions offense that came out hot right away. They scored 6 runs in the first inning against the Dragons last night.
It was a dominant performance for them in what was the final home game of the season for the Dragons. And Naylor's hit by the pitch here to start the game. Hit by pitches were a common occurrence last night up there in Glens Falls. When the Stallions were batting, they got plunked 6 different times in that game. Resulted in a 6-run first. And while the result of tonight's game might not matter for either side, definitely what was an emotional dogfight, you see as Rodriguez is there to make the play for the first out of the ball game.
Now, can't get much more effective than that. Something the Stallions saw last night a lot with Van Valkenburg out on the mound.
Stallions have clinched themselves the 2 seed here in the East, Utica the 3. Amsterdam's the top seed. They're waiting to play either Boonville or Mohawk Valley, and Mohawk Valley paying them a visit tonight. If they win, they will go right back to Amsterdam tomorrow to play in the first round. Sean Sosa at the dish here, the DH. The 0-1. And for Keith Griffin, he really gets to pick who he wants to play in the first round. Playing against the Diamond Dogs tonight, a team that has not won at Shuttleworth Park, the Boonville Lumberjacks. A 13-3 run rule victory against Amsterdam earlier this season, the first time in the Keith Griffin era that Amsterdam has been mercied at home, as this pitch is hit to the left side foul. No balls and 2 strikes. For Umhe so far this season, 16 innings pitched, 12 earned runs have come across in that time against him. He's just been a guy who's kind of struggled to find the zone. The walk has really been the thing that's plagued him over the last couple of outings. Looking to bounce back here against a Blue Sox squad that the Stallions will see tomorrow night. No balls, 2 strikes on Sousa. He goes down swinging for strike 3. 2 down here in the first. And Nick, you and I were talking about it just a little bit ago. It makes sense for the top 4 in the Utica lineup to be out. They all played yesterday at Boonville. The Stallions are batting what could arguably be their best lineup of the season. They want to keep their guys hot ahead of tomorrow.
And that's the greatest thing about baseball. You feel like there's a game every day, and a reason for that is because the same players are in the lineup every day, so they're seeing consistent at-bats and having consistent success all summer long.
Snap throw down to first, and Baker tosses it into the outfield. Medina chases it down on the right field line. And that is now 12 straight games for the Stallions where they've had an error. And that's something tomorrow that is not going to cut it.
Definitely not, especially through the first 4 matchups against the Utica Blue Sox. The Stallions have made 8 errors, Utica only 2.
I'll make that 9. Really a glaring difference so far. And the Stallions last night up at Glens Falls had 3. One of those by the pitcher Keller Osbin that led in 3 runs on 1 play, and the other 2 by the shortstop Casey Comiskey. The 2-0 pitch smacked foul behind the plate. 2-1. Struggling with the control here a little bit here. 3 balls, 1 strike to Anthony Paratano, who you can expect to see in the lineup tomorrow for Utica. 23 games played for him so far this season. It's been very consistent for them, but still trying to find it a little bit offensively. 221 average. Has a chance to knock in a run here in a 3-1 count. And Umhe gets the call behind the plate at the knees. Full count with 2 down.
He's got to go to his put-out pitch. Whatever it is, he's got to go to it with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. He's got to find a way to get Paratano out.
The payoff. Misses upstairs. First base on balls issued by Umhe. He had the hit by pitch against Naylor, who's at second to start the game. And now runners at first and second for RJ Tomei, the center fielder. Tomei is the 5th best hitter by average for the Blue Sox, hovering just a tick below 300 in 29 games. Certainly a guy that the Stallions will see in the order tomorrow. He takes a first pitch strike from Umhe.
And he's done a nice job all season long for Utica. He's been there for a long time now, playing in a good amount of games for the Blue Sox. He's been one of their more consistent bats all summer long.
The 0-1. Smack to the third base side. It gets past Ray. Naylor got a late jump. He's going to be held at third, and that should have scored a run. Some bad base running by the Blue Sox leaves the
second. He's got to be going on the crack of the bat, and for whatever reason, he was a little delayed in his reaction.
So the bases are loaded here. In the top of the first, Max Beresford just got added to the squad a couple of days ago. Umhe misses at the knees. Only played in 5 games here for the Blue Sox. 125 batting average. Interesting to see if he'll be in the lineup tomorrow night. And the Stallions have already made it clear that they're not going to waste very many pitchers in this game. Anthony Umhe out there to start, but then a couple of position players slated to come into this game in the latter half. And it makes perfect sense. They want to be fully rested tomorrow against the Blue Sox. As the 1-1 is tasered into right field. Medina is there. And Umhe gets out of the jam. Blue Sox leave the bases loaded here in the top of the first. Stallions coming to bat.
What's going on the field?
Whatever. All right, you ready or you want to do another one? Ready?
Bottom of the first here in Saugerties. Utica leaves the bases loaded in the top half of the first against Anthony Umhe. Luis Rodriguez will start things off. Then it'll be Ken Carroll. Jamie Z back in the lineup for the first time since that 14-6 win against the Amsterdam Mohawks. Then it's Pat Costin. He stays in the lineup for back-to-back games. Dylan Passo moves down to the 5 spot. Adonis Medina, Casey Comiskey, Dylan Fitzsimmons, George Baker, and Andrew Ray. They're going against Logan Pullman, making his first start here for the Blue Sox. Played for the Utica Junior Blue Sox as his travel team. They pull him up here to the senior squad to get him a little bit of experience in a game that doesn't matter for playoff implications. He's already committed to Herkimer College for next year. Rodriguez nubs one in front of the mound. Here's the throw to first. It's in time. Pullman retires the Stallions leadoff man here in the bottom of the first.
And this is a guy, Danny, he hasn't really faced college hitting really at all. Just like you mentioned, he got called up from the junior league team. Perfect opportunity for him to really test out some pitches, see what his stuff looks like out on the mound against college hitters.
Fastball tops at just around 83 miles per hour, stands at 6'2", 190. Deals a first pitch strike here to Ken Carroll. And with an inexperienced guy like Pullman on the mound, this could really be a game for the Stallions just to keep the bats hot and keep the momentum rolling into tomorrow.
And it's a fresh look as well, right? The Stallions hitters all summer long have been facing similar arms from similar teams throughout the summer of 2025. So to change up a look against the Stallions offense was not the worst move out of the head coach for Utica.
And I think that's something as well that the Stallions will see, or will try and do later in this game as well. When their position players come onto the mound, they can just simply slow the timing down of all of these Utica hitters ahead of tomorrow, where you would expect them to throw some of their best. 2-2.
And Utica really has gotten good starts out of their pitchers as well, specifically here at Cantine. Luke Baker started both games and gone 5 innings of just 1 earned ball 2 different times. So it looks like he's going to be available tomorrow for Utica.
Carroll, dribbler over to the right side. play is called dead as he hit it off of his foot. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs have taken a 1-0 lead on the Amsterdam Mohawks up there in Amsterdam, and that's a big game as the Diamond Dogs win and they're in. If they lose, Boonville creeps in, and we'll get to play tomorrow as the 4 seed at Shuttleworth Park, and we'll keep you updated on that one throughout this game. But if you're the Mohawks, you probably prefer to play the Diamond Dogs, given how hard Boonville has played them so far this season. The last matchup between those two sides was a 12-5 victory for the Lumberjacks at Robert Smith Sports Complex. And at first, Beresford slips on the turf. And Carroll reaches safely on what will be scored as an infield single.
Taking another look at that play, Dan, Carroll does his job with 2 strikes. He just puts the ball in play and makes the Utica defense work, and in this case, it works out for Carroll.
Jamie Z at the plate now for the first time since he played against the Amsterdam Mohawks in the 14-6 win here at Cantine Field. Really someone that they want to have fully back and ready to go. And he cuts on the off-speed pitch for strike 1. Z leads this team in homers with 5 and in extra base hits with 13. Stallions want to be at full strength tomorrow. No word yet on who is officially going to get the start from head coach Colin Martin. But the Stallions hosting a playoff game for the 3rd year in a row. They are undefeated in that stretch, 2-0. And we'll look to make that 3-0 tomorrow against these very Blue Sox. And the winner of tomorrow's game will play the winner of Boonville / Mohawk Valley and Amsterdam. 1 ball, 1 strike count with 1 out. Give a check over on Carroll. Z takes outside for a ball. Carroll goes to second. Here's the throw down. Goes past the second baseman, Huang. Stolen base for Cam Carroll and first runner into scoring position of the day for the Stallions.
Something they did a lot last night against Glens Falls. They scored 11 runs, and it was a busy first for them. They scored 6 on 2 hits. They got to capitalize here early against Utica here in the first.
Certainly, and this is Stallions offense that's been rolling in the run category. Couple of games in a row for them where they've scored over 10 and had a 6-run first last night against the Dragons. Z swings at the 3-1, a shallow fly ball into right. It gets down for a base hit. Second of the ball game here for Saugerties. They're set up with runners at the corners for the hard-hitting lefty Pat Costin.
Jamie Z doing what the Stallions do best. Cameron Carroll did it the batter before him, putting the ball in play. There's really not much else you can ask if you're head coach Colin Martin. Sometimes all it takes is just to put the barrel on the baseball. Z did that in the most recent swing and got it rewarded with a base hit.
And Nick, you and I have talked about it already here tonight, but even though this game doesn't matter for the playoffs, you want those bats to stay hot and the guys to feel good in what is going to probably be the best of Utica's staff tomorrow. And Costin takes down low. One of the guys that's made an impact here in the late part of the season is the Hoosier product, Pat Costin. A .462 batting average for him in 3 games so far and had an RBI last night against the Dragons. Z goes to second. Costin with a big swing and a miss. But that now eliminates the double play and a chance here for 2 RBIs for Pat Costin.
He had an RBI ground out last night against Glens Falls, and a ground ball to the right side would give him another RBI, this being game number 4 as a Pony.
Takes down low in the dirt, 2-1. Utica last night, even though they ended up losing 18-17, did not burn too many pitchers. They threw 4 arms in that one. And all the guys that featured had an ERA above 5, so clearly saving it for tomorrow night. The biggest thing you point at if you're a Utica fan is the fact that they're down here right now, have to go back to Utica and come all the way back down in just over 12 hours' time. And Costin works the walk. The bases are loaded for Dylan Passo.
Rough stretch for the Blue Sox to end their season. You're at the Stallions in back-to-back games. They were at Boonville last night. They were at the Amsterdam Mohawks. A lot of road games here late. Wonder if that's going to take a toll on the team going forward.
Also, probably in part why they're resting some of their top guys here tonight. Passo at the plate takes a first pitch fastball at the top of the zone. The corners are in here for Utica with 1 out. Oh-2 count. There's been plenty of times this season, Nick, where the Stallions have had the bases loaded. They haven't converted. It's come back to bite them. This is a perfect scenario of really practice for tomorrow where you got to convert.
I was about to say, Dan, this feels like a playoff AB right now. With Passo in the batter's box, you're playing the team you're playing tomorrow. Bases loaded, only 1 out in the inning, still early. It's the first inning. This feels like a playoff atmosphere with the hometown crowd making some noise.
And both of these squads, too, would love to bury the other side going into tomorrow and really boost some team chemistry as Passo shoots one in between the hole of first and second. It's an RBI single for him. The Stallions take a 1-0 lead.
Now 4 straight ABs for the Ponies as we're going to take another look at the Dylan Passo RBI single. Not trying to do too much, just putting the ball in play. 3 of them resulting in hits. Pat Costin not doing too much either in the batter's box, taking pitches, draws the walk. But Passos puts the Ponies on the board early, 1-0.
Had 2 strikes on him there in that at bat as well. That's a perfect example of what the Stallions are going to need to do tomorrow if they want to succeed. Bases are still loaded here for Adonis Medina, who swings at the first pitch, grounds it foul. That being RBI number 15 for Passo. He's down in the 5 spot tonight, and interested to see if he gets bumped up ahead of tomorrow or what it's going to be. This arguably is a playoff lineup tonight out of head coach Colin Martin. So he really has a lot of options at his disposal. 1-1 count. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. A couple of names that are out of the lineup here tonight for the Stallions, Griffin Crane and Brandon Fish. 2 guys who played last night for Saugerties and have the off day going into the playoffs tomorrow. Another one as well, Logan Sanchez. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
And 2 of those guys, Fish and Sanchez, are actually in the bullpen tonight for the Ponies. Seems like after Umhe can give the Stallions a little length, the Ponies are going to roll out some position players to not burn too many arms.
And talk about contact bats. For the Stallions, Sanchez and Fish embody that. That role really being passed to Comiskey and Fitzsimmons here tonight as the count goes full here to Medina.
Sanchez has been really one of the run producers for the Ponies all summer long. He averages just under 1 RBI per game played. And Fish this season, he's really been a contact guy as well. He hit .333 last year for the Ponies, and this year is a similar thing.
Payoff pitch is grounded to the left side and through. Back-to-back RBI singles here for the Stallions. 2-0 Ponies here in the first. You talked about Sanchez and Fish. That's exactly what they would do if they were at the dish, that being RBI number 9 on the season for Medina, and the bases are still loaded for Comiskey.
And we were talking about it earlier, Dan. I feel like a broken record at this point. The Stallions offense, you really have to be for what you're seeing from them in the batter's box. Not trying to do too much. They're going down, swinging, putting the ball in play, making Utica make the plays. But right now they're finding holes for hits.
Comiskey grounds the ball over to short. Rodriguez flips to second, on to first. Not in time. So it's an RBI fielder's choice for Comiskey. He plates the third run of the game for Saugerties. And this is just what we were talking about. They got to cash in with the bases loaded. Scoring 3 and still having another chance is exactly what you want headed into tomorrow.
Couldn't agree more, Dan. Runners left on base has been a big story for the Ponies coming into tonight. They had just about 60 runners left on base over their last 5 ball games. So with the bases loaded, you got to capitalize against good pitching teams, and specifically with the Blue Sox. They've been good all year.
Comiskey goes to second. Fitzsimmons at the plate, flies the ball into right field. Hahn is there. He makes the play. Stallions get 3 here in the bottom of the first. That is back-to-back games for them where they've put up 3 or more in the first inning. And we go to the second with the Ponies up by 3. Dude, that's crazy. You see this?
Oh, are they playing each other?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Top of the second here in Saugerties. Dan Shalom with you alongside Nick Zuppi. The Stallions taking a 3-0 lead on 4 hits in the bottom of the first. Anthony Umhe facing Lewis Huang, and a nice pick over at third by Ray. He throws to first in plenty of time. Ray showing off the glove at the hot corner here to start the second.
He's making his debut over there at the hot corner as well. He played second base last night against Glens Falls, and it was so nice, Dan. We're going to take another look at it and see it twice. Gets the one hopper on the ground. Andrew Ray does a little spin and even knocks his hat off over there, but nice play from the Rhode Island product.
And Ray, one of 2 players on the infield making their debut tonight, the other being Cam Carroll. Over at second, head coach Colin Martin trying out a couple of things in the last game of the regular season. Joey Esposito, the catcher at the plate, he takes a first pitch strike. Esposito batting under 100 coming into this game through 12. The 0 is smoked over to the shortstop, Comiskey. He can't make it. Gets past his outstretched glove, and it's a 1-out single here for the Blue Sox on the top of the second.
2 loud swings as well for the Blue Sox. So one hopper right at Ray, and this one from Esposito is a line drive that gets through.
Ted Hone 9-hole hitter at the plate now. Runner at first. And one down. Utica loaded the bases in the top of the first, but brought nobody home. Max Beresford lining out into right. They'll give a check over on Esposito at first. Esposito with just one stolen base on the year, but it's a weak fly ball into center field. Out of home, that Rodriguez makes the play on. 2 down, and this more consistent out of Anthony Umhe here in the second than it was in the first.
He's forcing contact. That's his biggest thing. He had a hit by pitch to start things off, and then the cleanup hitter Peritano, he walked on 4 pitches. He's throwing strikes, and as a result, he's getting outs, a ground ball and a fly out here in the inning.
And Jagger Naylor will step to the plate, the leadoff man. Second at bat here tonight. He was hit by the pitch to start the game. Runner at first is Esposito. Blue Sox, 2 hits tonight. One coming here in the second, one in the first. Ball is slapped over Comiskey's way, and that's 2 singles here in this inning that have just gotten past him over there at short. And there's runners at first and second with 2 down.
Good effort, though, on those 2 singles. He's diving, trying to make the play and help out his pitcher, Umhe. It's just a little bit out of his reach.
Waldy Rodriguez at the plate. He had a weak fly ball to Rodriguez into center field for the first out of the game. First pitch from Umhe. Right up the middle and through. Getting the windmill is Esposito. Rodriguez is not going to make a throw. Blue Sox are on the board. It's 3-1.
3 hits in the inning for Utica. 3 first pitch singles. After the Stallions score 3 in the bottom half of the fourth, the Blue Sox doing a nice job of answering the bell, and they plate 1 here in the second.
Runners here at first and second for Sean Sousa, who is the DH. Weak ground ball over to first. Passo makes the easy play and limits the damage here in the top of the second, but Utica gets one back. Stallions lead it by 2, go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second here in Saugerties, George Baker at the plate. Lays down a bunt on the third base side. George Baker with a nifty little bunt single to start things here in the bottom of the second.
Baker, a guy not normally known for his speed. Last 2 games, and it's been on display. A stolen base against Glens Falls, and here picks up a knock, laying down the bunt.
That's the type of things that'll win you a ball game in the postseason. George Baker doing a job here to start off the bottom of the second, and Andrew Ray now at the plate. He tries to go to the bunt. The ball bounces in front of Esposito. Baker trying to move up. Tried to go for the swim dodge. A tag. He can't get it. He's caught stealing. Gets a little bit overzealous right there. And there's one down.
Can't hurt him for trying in a game that's really not meaningful to either team to take a shot and try to see if you can get the bag. It's not the worst play from Baker. He's just trying to be aggressive and help out his team.
Ball bounced in front of the plate. Thought it got away from Esposito. It was right in front of him. He makes a nice throw down. And now Ray trying to get the bunt down. He pulls it back. 2-0. Andrew Ray has really come out of nowhere for these Stallions, this being now his 3rd straight game. And they like the pop that he brings to the bottom of the order. Grounds the ball just foul there. 2-1.
3 straight games, Dan, like you just said, he's been in the lineup, and he's hit 10th in all of them, but he has an RBI in his last 3 games as well. That's the big thing. He's turning the lineup over, finding ways to get the job done at the bottom half to get the top of the order guys back up.
Had an RBI last night against the Dragons. Finds himself in a 3-ball, 1-strike count here. The 3-1 pitch, high and away. 5-pitch walk here to Andrew Ray. Back-to-back games for him. With the base on balls, the lineup flips over. Luis Rodriguez steps in for his second at-bat of the evening. Rodriguez, an experienced player with the Stallions squad, can nearly guarantee him being in the lineup tomorrow for the Ponies. Has the highest average among active players at .392. One-oh count. Rodriguez, not only the leader in average, also the leader in stolen bases with 27. Had a pair last night in Glens Falls. Ray's going to try and get a stolen bag. The throw down from Esposito sails into the outfield, and Ray's going over to third. There will be no throw from Tomei. So stolen base, and he advances over 90 feet away from home on the air.
Stallions doing what the Stallions do best here early on in the ball game. Not trying to do too much in the batter's box, just putting the ball in play and stealing bases as well, which they lead the PGCBL in.
Easy RBI scenario here for Luis Rodriguez. Just needs to put one into the outfield to make this a 3-run game once again. And this might do the job. A high fly ball into left field. Naylor is under it, but he crashes against the wall and it goes out of play. And he seems shaken up over there near the fence. He went full force trying to make that play down the left field line.
Got to applaud Naylor out there and left for the effort, trying to help out his pitcher, Pullman, and get the second out of the inning. Hopefully he's okay, and now he's down on a knee out there and left.
And definitely not what you want to be happening for the Blue Sox in a game that does not have playoff implications. As the trainer's going to jog out over to left field, I think we got a score update from Amsterdam. They are now leading the Diamond Dogs 3-1 in the 3rd inning. So as of right now, Boonville has got their ticket punched for tomorrow.
And if you're Amsterdam, I would rather play the Lumberjacks. They're losers of 10 of their last 13 ball games. I know Boonville has had the better
10
success.
10 of 13, you're right. But they've won 3 in a row. They lost 10 in a row, but now are hot. One of those wins also came to Amsterdam 12-5 at Robert Smith Sports Complex, so I tend to disagree with you a little bit there.
And I'm going to make a point for you now as well. The Lumberjacks mercied Amsterdam 13-3 as well. But Mohawk Valley themselves, they've been on a little streak. They lost 3 in a row. So maybe the trends are in favor of Boonville to sneak in.
That losing streak also started here at Canton Field when the Stallions mounted a 4-run bottom of the 8th to take down the Diamond Dogs 8-7. It's going to be interesting to see how things go down the stretch. And for those of you wondering, it's not like Amsterdam's throwing their position players. Sam Felice started the game for them, and he is still out there. Personally, for me, I think Boonville can hurt you more on the offensive side of things than Mohawk Valley can, but there is a case to be made that you're playing the same team twice in 2 days at your home ballpark, similar to the Stallions and the Blue Sox.
And Mohawk Valley has to burn all of their guys here today just to guarantee themselves a spot in the playoffs. But you mentioned Boonville's offense, Dan. It's been prolific all summer long. They lead the PGCBL in home runs and extra base hits. That's an offense where the short fences at Shuttleworth, I don't really know if I want to face.
Make a great point there. And on the Mohawk Valley side of things, this is in essence a playoff game for them. If they lose, their season's over. They got a 2-run deficit to mount, and Ray's going to come home on the ball that bounces in front of Esposito. 4-1 Saugerties.
Great play from Ray over there at third base. He read the ball in the dirt, took a nice bounce up in the air, and he took full advantage of it, plating a run for the Ponies.
That is the first wild pitch of the game out of Utica. The Dragons had 2 last night, and the Stallions scored twice. This is just what you want to see out of a Stallions offense that was rolling coming into this game. Rodriguez works the 5-pitch walk. And really no reason for Utica to pull Pullman out of this game as it's meaningless, but for the Stallions, just keep the bats hot. We're going to see the pitching coach here for the Blue Sox come out of the dugout.
And Dan, if you are a Stallions fan, you got to really like the at-bat quality of the Ponies' offense here through the first inning and a third on offense. They've already completed one time through of the batting order. Only 4 guys have gotten out, but all of them have had good swings on the baseball when they have gotten out.
And another important thing to point out is the Stallions haven't had an extra base hit here tonight. It's been all singles, which if you go back to the beginning of the season, was the brand of baseball that really worked well for them.
It was the pass-the-baton approach, not trying to do too much in the batter's box, trust the guy hitting behind you, and play team fundamental baseball in the batter's box to win. But we've also seen the Ponies rely on the extra base hit at times. They had a 7-game stretch where they hit 19 balls for extra bases. 4 of those were for home runs, so they can beat you with the power as well. If they can find a way to combine the two, then the Ponies will really be galloping in the playoffs.
Playoffs starting tomorrow. Blue Sox will be right back here. We'll be right back here with you at 7:05 tomorrow night. A special Archtop Fiber pregame show as well, an extended one, as Utica looks to get back to the PGCBL championship for the first time since 2019. First pitch strike here to Cam Carroll, and for the Blue Sox, they made the PGCBL finals twice, have lost to the Amsterdam Mohawks, getting swept in both those appearances. Stallions have also had plenty of struggle against the Mohawks, have bowed out to them in 3 straight years in the postseason. Rodriguez goes to second. Esposito has trouble with it, but it doesn't matter. The pitch clips Cam Carroll. First hit by pitch of the game on the Stallions side of things, and they got plunked 6 times last night in Glens Falls, so something that they're used to at this point.
And something that Cam Carroll is used to as well. He leads the team in that category, hit by pitches. And this spring at Weber, if you add that with this summer for the Stallions, he's been hit by the pitch nearly 40 times.
14 of those here with the Stallions, and that leads the entire team. Talk about a warrior. Cam Carroll's a guy who's not afraid to body a pitch. He was actually talking to us about it. He said, "Why would I lean out of the way if I know the pitch is coming to get me? I'm just going to be a statue and let it clip me." Double steal, Rodriguez to third. The throw down is not in time. And the Stallions have a chance to blow it wide open on the double steal, second and third with 1 out.
We're going to take another look at the double steal from the Ponies. They've been running the bases really well here early. That stolen base now 4 and 5 for them in the ball game, just doing whatever they want against the catcher Esposito and the pitcher Pullman.
Esposito has caught one runner stealing so far in this game. That was George Baker to start this inning. But now Pullman's behind 2-1. The pitch, Z fouls it off. If you go back to last season, the Blue Sox paid a visit to the Stallions in what was Saugerties' second to last game of the season. And Utica blanked the Stallions 2-0. Sean Dertinger pitched in that game for the Stallions, 2 innings, as did Marciano Neglia. Full count here against Jamie Z. So this is a Utica team that knows how to play in the high leverage situations here at Cantine Field, but so far this season they are winless here at Cantine.
And it's been the bullpen that's really hurt them twice here at Cantine. The Stallions have used the late inning rally to their advantage, where they played it 3 once and 4 in the second ball game to come away victorious.
And it started to feel like the Stallions team is really never out of a game. They've trailed in the 8th inning or later 4 times here down the stretch against Boonville, Mohawk Valley, and Utica. Have come back to win in all those games.
They've proven that they can win one-run ball games, which is huge in playoff baseball, simply because they're pressure-packed pitches.
Z walks. Rodriguez walks in on the second wild pitch of the inning from Pullman, and the Stallions are pouring it on. It's 5-1. Pat Costin at the plate now here for Saugerties. He walked in the first, and the walk has really been the problem here for Pullman. So far here today, he's up to 4 base on balls and 1 hit by pitch. Has given up 4 hits as well, all amounting to 5 runs. Z's going on the first pitch, and that one was smoked by Costin over on the first base side, foul. 0-1. Costin, a guy you could very well see in the playoff lineup tomorrow, has started to get hot at the right time and is limited at bats here with Saugerties. Batting above 450. Z will go again, and this time it's a low ball in the dirt. Free 90 feet for Jamie Z, his second stolen bag of the ball game, and 6th overall for Saugerties. Pat Costin with an RBI opportunity here. Had 1 against Glens Falls. 3 already so far this season in each of his first 3 games. He just wants a pitch to hit. It's 2-1.
He was walked the last time he was up back in the first inning against Pullman. And as a result of the 2 runs to come across here in the inning, potentially 2 more with 2 runners in scoring position, Utica has an arm throwing in the bullpen. Looks like a right-hander for the Blue Sox.
Pitch misses upstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike. Stallions ready with 2 across here in the bottom of the second. Looking out on Moore. 3-1 is a called strike at the top of the zone by home plate umpire Scott Paul. Count runs full. Last regular season game here at Cantine Field. Costin hit by the pitch. Second hit by pitch of the inning. Pullman already with 3 walks, and the bases are loaded for a second time in this game, and we're only in the second.
And Dan, Up 5-1 with the bases loaded. You got a power bat coming up, Dylan Passo. He has double-digit RBIs and extra base hits this summer here in 2025. The mercy roll has got to be in the back of your head, up by 4. Base hit would score 2. Now you go up by 6, especially since you're playing this team tomorrow. It'd be great to maybe get your guys a little bit of rest before tomorrow's playoff game.
It certainly would be a moral victory as well. Mercy, the team that you're playing tomorrow night, definitely have the guys feeling good. Passo takes a first pitch strike with Carroll at third, Z at second, and Costin over at first. And once again, Nick, this was the same situation that Passo had in the first inning. RBI single to the right side. 0-1. Takes down low. This is more practice for the Stallion squad for tomorrow.
We talked about a little bit earlier, Dan. This feels like a playoff atmosphere. You're playing the team, obviously, that we've been talking about a lot. They're playing the Utica Blue Sox tomorrow. But bases loaded opportunities, especially with only 1 out in the inning, you got to find ways to score runs.
Passo rips the ball foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The only out in this inning coming from Esposito throwing out George Baker. He was the first batter, but Pullman himself has not recorded an out here in the second. Passo just stays alive. 1-2. Pullman set. Here's the pitch. Spiked in the dirt. Esposito's been busy back there here in the bottom of the second. There's already been 4 stolen bases and 2 wild pitches.
2 of those that the Stallions have scored runs on as well. Rodriguez and Ray, back-to-back hitters for the Stallions here in the inning, both scored on pass balls.
Pullman fires. Count goes full. There's nowhere to put Passo. A walk will bring home a run. Bases loaded, the payoff. Passo swinging for the fences. Goes down on strikes. First K of the ball game here for Pullman. 2 down for Adonis Medina.
Pullman goes with the slow changeup to completely fool Passo. He was way ahead on it earlier, and 2 pitches later, he doubles up on it for strike 3.
First pitch to Medina, and that's should be, I believe, a balk right there as Pullman came out of the windup. That was very funky right there out of Logan Pullman. Carroll comes home on what'll be another wild pitch.
We're going to take another look at what Pullman did out on the mound facing Medina.
That was really strange.
Just really confusing, exactly that, to everybody, especially us up here in the Pack Up broadcast booth. You see he's in his windup and then just floats one that lands behind Medina, and even the catcher Esposito didn't really know what to do with it. Nonetheless, the Stallions score a run.
We hope all is okay with Logan Pullman as he is going to come out of this game, hopefully not due to injury. It's 6-1 Ponies. They have runners at second and third here with 2 outs, and there's a new wing for Utica. We'll let you know who it is when we come back. Dallas Hot Leaders call to the bullpen here for the Blue Sox. In the bottom half of the second, Pullman just gets through an inning and 2/3. It's Nate Piccola, another rising freshman. Utica letting some of their young guys get into this game, and there is a defensive replacement. RJ Tomei is out of this game, and Duncan Cullinan takes over out in center field. 2 balls, no strikes as Pullman threw a pitch to Medina. It was originally 1-0. But it's Piccola's first appearance of the season. And Medina slaps the ball over to short. Rodriguez throws to first. It's in time. Medina a little bit upset with himself after that one, but Stallions tag on 3 more, leave 2 on. They're up 6-0 going to the third. We've hit the third inning here at Canton Field. The Stallions are leading things 6-1. Anthony Umhe still out there for his third inning of work. We'll face Anthony Paratano here to start the inning. First pitch chopped to the backstop, 0-1. The Diamond Dogs are trailing the Mohawks 5-1. They're going to need at least a 4-run comeback to win and get themselves a playoff spot up there at Shuttleworth Park. A very hard place to play. And for the Diamond Dogs, just a couple of days ago, they were sitting at 500 on the road. So that's a tall task to ask for them. When we talk about road winning percentage, that's something that these Blue Sox themselves have struggled with. They sit at 8-10 on the year, away from home and on the cusp of being 8-11 and 0-3, more importantly, here at Canton going into the playoffs.
That's why it was so pivotal for them to try to make a push for the 2 seed here in the month of July. Over the last 2 weeks, they've gotten really hot going for that number 2 overall seed, but the Ponies doing a nice job of holding them off, and the Stallions clinch it because the Blue Sox have a home record of 15-7-1.
Ball looped to the left side, past Ray. It's a leadoff single here for Paratano. And you really go back to that, Nick. The Blue Sox, after their loss here at Canton Field, which was 4-3, ripped off a 6-game winning streak. But now, losing yesterday to the Lumberjacks halts the momentum a little bit. And the way things are going here, they're going to be losers of 2 in a row going into the playoffs.
And that's not good. You want to go into the playoffs trying to play your best baseball as possible, and that's exactly what the Stallions have done with the win here tonight, 9-1 over their last 10, winners of 5 in a row. The only loss was to the Amsterdam Mohawks really at home as well. If you look on more of a grand scheme in the month of July, the Stallions with a win here today, Dan, they moved to 10-1 at Cantine in the 7th month of the calendar year.
Interesting thing, too, about the whole Amsterdam Diamond Dogs thing is Boonville has the day off. So they're going to be fully rested going into tomorrow, where Amsterdam's now playing 4 in a row ahead of the playoffs.
There's really no off day at all for the remaining schedule of the postseason.
Not one bit. Comiskey fields at short. He will toss to second for the short out, get the lead runner, 1 down. And we got some bad information. RJ Tomei is still in the game. That was him at the plate. He grounds out on a fielder's choice. Believe that Tomei and Sousa simply switched places, and we will get more information on that when we are informed about the switch. But still, 1 down here for Max Beresford. Lined out into right in his first plate appearance. And in a game like this, Nick, you really want Anthony Ume to go as far as he can.
He's really the only pitcher on the lineup card for the Stallions here today. The other 2 names are Logan Sanchez and Brandon Fish, 2 hitters for the Ponies. So you really need Ume to give you length with the position players coming in to pitch after the right-hander.
Stallions had a gritty win in round 1 of the playoffs last season. That was 5-4 over the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs, where they had a 3-run bottom of the 8th to come back and win. And while Utica might be down by 5 here tonight, they will certainly have their best out there tomorrow. So the Stallions, at the same time, don't want to get a sense of false reality going into tomorrow. Umhe fires. Baker with a nice frame job behind the plate, makes it 2-2.
And their best in is Luke Baker. Last time these 2 teams played here at Cantine, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, only 1 earned run. The Blue Sox led 2-1 going into the 8th before the Stallions took advantage of some defensive mishaps.
Weekly hit ball between first and second gets through. Medina with the snap throw over to third. Adonis Medina nails down another runner from the outfield. What a play.
How about it? Adonis Medina out and right, showing off the arm that he came here to have, something we heard a lot about with Medina out there and right and showing it off here in the 3rd.
And if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, had a similar throw in Amsterdam to double up. Couple of runners there. He was out in left field and made a beautiful throw all the way across for that double play. And that was a game that was filled with controversy as well. That Coach Colin Martin getting tossed and a few other events happening in that one. And if the top seeds are to win out here in the playoffs, you'll see that same rematch on Thursday night in Amsterdam. Louis Huang flies the ball into left field. It's down. 3 singles here in this inning for the Blue Sox, but that throw by Medina really impactful to have 2 outs on the board. Otherwise, it'd be bases loaded right now.
With only 1 out in the inning as well, which another single for Utica would score 2 on 1 swing if they had them loaded, but Umhe has a real shot to get out of it here in the 3rd inning after Medina helps him out big time.
First and second here with 2 down. First pitch to Esposito is popped out of play.
Dan Esposito was a guy as well that played last time these 2 teams played. Him, Tomei, Huang, Waldy Rodriguez, and Anthony Peritano are the names that played against the Stallions last time that are all in the lineup tonight.
The ones who are not in the lineup, Xavier Smith, Matt Colella, Ryan Ulysses. Those 3 guys have played 35 or more for the Blue Sox and all have averages above 305. They will be in there tomorrow night for Utica. 1-1 is chopped off Esposito's knee, and he's in some pain. And then a couple of others not in there tonight. Vincent Cowdrey and James Turchi. The top 4 for the Blue Sox, all that above 300. The top 8 tonight for Saugerties, all above 270.
Stallions really get great length out of their lineup as a whole. You can really trust anyone in the top 8 to get the job done if there's a runner in scoring position, or really start a rally as well and steal some bases using speed.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Runners at first and second. 2 down here in the third. And Umhe just misses down low. With the win here tonight, the Stallions would finish the regular season 28-13-1, just 1 game off of last year's record, which was 29-12-1, their best in franchise history. 2-2 is smacked over to Comiskey at short, and he's there to make the play. Utica with just 1 run of offense through their first 3 innings, but they've left 7 runners on base. Stallions up by 5 going to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third here in Saugerties with the Stallions in control of this one. 6-1. It is still Nate Picola out there on the mound for the Blue Sox in what is his first outing for Utica so far this season. The rising freshman gets Comiskey to swing over it for strike 1. Stallions got 3 runs in the second off just 1 hit. Lots of walks dealt by Pullman, who got 2 outs and then left the game. The one defensive change that we do have now confirmation on is Tomei is still in center field. Naylor out of the game for Cullinan in left. Comiskey chops the ball foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes here on him. One and 2. Comiskey leads this team in games played, this being his 38th out of 42. He's been here all year, and he gets rung up on the outside corner for the first out of the third.
Comiskey's not a guy who strikes out a whole lot, Dan. So for him to strike out in a game that's really meaningless is all right. Get him out now and rest up for tomorrow, where you're going to have productive ABs.
Had an RBI fielder's choice in his first at-bat, so you really can't be mad. So far, if you're Casey Comiskey, Dylan Fitzsimmons at the plate. Left fielder tonight. Takes inside for strike one. Fitzsimmons smacks the ball over to right field, and you could really make a case for this guy to be in the lineup tomorrow night. May not have the highest average at the team with 280 coming into this one, but he has provided for them in the clutch spots in those 8th inning, 9th inning comebacks over the last couple of weeks.
Against the Boonville Lumberjacks, he ties it in the 8th, walks it off in the 10th. He had the go-ahead opposite field RBI double against the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs in the 8th inning. This is a guy who's getting hot, as well as batting averages up almost 100 points over the last week.
Had a double last night in Glens Falls along with an RBI. Pitch misses inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes, was named to the New Jersey first team All-State just a couple of weeks ago. Rising freshman to St. John's. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Couple guys from the high school level from New Jersey. Dylan Fitzsimmons, Morris Knowles High School, Jamie Z, Bergen Catholic, Dylan Passo, Red Bank Catholic, all rising freshmen to college next year playing for the Stallions here in 2025.
Full count here for Fitzsimmons. Payoff. Fitzsimmons gets a piece, puts it foul on the third base side. Six runs for the Stallions so far in this game, back-to-back innings with 3 in each. Fitzsimmons is skimmed by that one. It's the third hit by pitch of the game that the Stallions have had against them. First for Picola. George Baker comes to the plate with a runner on and 1 down.
Dan, this Ponies offense last night against Glens Falls, they had a busy day in that category as well. They were hit by the pitch 6 times up there at East Field in Glens Falls. Stallions doing everything they can to get on base. It doesn't matter how. They're willing to wear it for the team.
They've got half that already here tonight. George Baker at the plate now. He singled last inning to start things off, but then was caught trying to take second. Only caught stealing so far tonight out of Esposito. Stallions have 6 stolen bases. Give a check on to Fitzsimmons. Is a speedy guy over there at first base. He's done it a handful of times so far this season. And he's caught up in a pickle now. A nice pickoff move by Picola. Fitzsimmons still charging for second. And he's safe! Swim dive! And he magically gets in there.
Dan, sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty to get the job done, just as long as you do the job. And Fitzsimmons gets picked off. He gets in a pickle, but the nice swim dive over there at second base, showing off some elusiveness, avoids the tag and slides in safely.
And that's something that a few of these Stallions runners have started to do over the last couple of weeks. And that'll be a stolen base for Fitzsimmons. And the Stallions have a runner into scoring position, and George Baker's hit by the pitch. Back-to-back hit by pitches. And Baker got plunked twice last night up there at Glens Falls. He can't get out of the way. As of right now, 4th hit by pitch of the game from this Utica staff.
But at the same time, he's got to be a little bit happy, simply because he's getting on base. His on-base percentage in these last 2 games, because of all the hit-by pitches, is going way up.
Certainly can't be mad about that. Gives Andrew Ray a chance to knock in a couple of runs here, first and second with 1 out. For Baker, the on-base coming into this one was 380. That now over 400, and Ray lines a ball into left field. Fitzsimmons gets the stop sign. Bases loaded for the 3rd straight inning for Saugerties off a single from Andrew Ray.
And Ray is another guy, Dan, over the past week who's making a case to be in the starting lineup in the playoffs as we take another look at the swing from Ray here in the 3rd inning. Just not trying to do too much. Lines a single to left, passes the baton to the top of the order.
Luis Rodriguez at the plate. Walking a ground out so far in this game. 3rd time he's been up in 3 innings. He takes a first pitch strike. This is just what you want if you're a Stallions fan going into tomorrow night, putting up big numbers against the Blue Sox so far. And it's also interesting because we've seen polar opposite strategies for Utica. They're playing most of their backups here tonight, giving them the day off. The Stallions are going full throttle into the playoffs.
And I like that move out of the Ponies, simply because if you're going to play your guys tomorrow, why not play them today?
And Rodriguez sends a shot into left. This is going to be deep enough to score Fitzsimmons. He will tag from 3rd. Rodriguez does the job, and it's 7-1 Stallions.
All night long, we've been saying it a bunch of times, Dan. I feel like a broken record. These Stallion hitters just having consistent quality at-bats, not trying to do too much, just doing the job and trusting the teammate that hits behind him.
The Stallions have really cut down in the left on base category. Over their last 3, have not had more than 10, which is something that was a real problem for them in the dog days of July. And you really point to that one game against the Amsterdam Mohawks where they lost 8-4 and left 16. But it's a totally different team now, and they're starting to find their groove, looking to ride a 5-game win streak into the playoffs. Pitch to Carroll is high and away for ball 1. Single and a hit by pitch for Carroll, and this one goes all the way to the backstop. That one hit the top of the screen. I don't know what that was right there.
Piccola just lost it. Out on the mound, completely slips out of his hand, and it's an uncompetitive pitch, which allows the Ponies to reach 90 more feet on the bases.
3rd wild pitch of the game. A 3-ball no-strike count here to Cam Carroll. Piccola steps off. There's no arm out there in the Blue Sox bullpen, and for right reason, in a game that doesn't mean anything for the playoffs. 4-pitch walk here to Carroll. Bases loaded for a 2nd time in this inning for Jamie Z. 5th walk from this Utica staff, and they have 5 hit by pitches in this game. Starting to tally up.
And to me, Dan, one word comes to mind: discipline. Stallions offense has been disciplined all night. Only 1 strikeout. They're taking their walks, not trying to get out of the way if the pitch is going to hit them either.
3rd plate appearance here for Z. And he's really started to find it since coming back from that weak stretch where he was not here in Saugerties. This would certainly be a good momentum builder for him heading into postseason play. It's a 2-0 count.
Z came out really hot for the Ponies. He had 5 quick home runs. It felt like he was only here for a week, and he was knocking extra base hits. It's been a while, but he's been continually getting back to where he once was early on in the season.
Now 2 balls and 1 strike. There is an arm that has jogged down into the Utica bullpen, that being Noah Clausen, who has a 1.29 ERA on the season in 3 appearances. One of the higher leverage arms here for the Blue Sox. Picola's worked himself back into a 2-2 count. Full count here to Jamie Z. The runners will be released. Could very well set up for a bases clearing scenario here for Jamie Z. Stallions ready with 7 runs in this game, 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 here in the third. The payoff, this is down and away. RBI base on balls for Jamie Z, 8-1 Stallions.
Z's now been on base in all 3 of his plate appearances. He has a single and 2 walks for him.
Pat Costin at the plate now for Saugerties. Costin has walked and was hit by the pitch in the second. This now being the Stallions' 24th batter sent to the plate. And we're not even done with the third. Costin lines it foul.
It's been 2.5 times to the lineup. Costin hits cleanup for the Ponies. Rodriguez, Carroll, Z have all hit 3 times. Everyone else twice.
Talk about a scenario where Costin can clean up. He needs to try and clear the bases here. No ball, 1 strike count. Bases loaded. The pitch. High and away for ball 1. Interesting that Utica has one of their higher leverage middle relievers starting to get going out there in the pen. But for Utica, it's a bullpen that really has been solid. Outside of here at Cantine Field, they've got 6 arms with sub-3 ERAs, and Costin is hit for the 2nd time here tonight. 5th hit by pitch from the Utica staff.
You could see Costin roll his eyes after he's hit by that. It's the 2nd time tonight that he's hit by the pitch, and he walked back in the 1st inning. All he's trying to do, Dan, is just swing away and get some extra reps before the summer comes to an end and before the playoffs come around for the Ponies.
I got some good news here if you're a Stallions fan. They put up 3 runs in 3 straight innings here tonight. And Paso at the plate. Swings at the first pitch he sees. A little bit of a cue ball over to Waldy Rodriguez, and he beats it out at first. RBI single on the infield, and the Stallions are up to 10 runs.
Paso picks up his 2nd RBI single of the ballgame. The other one was in the 1st, and sometimes, Dan, you don't got to hit it the hardest, but it'll do the job.
Bases still loaded here for Adonis Medina. The Stallions are 1 batter away from batting around. Everybody's come to the dish here in the 3rd, and Medina takes a first pitch strike. Really can't ask for anything more out of the Stallions team in the final game of the regular season, pouring it on the Blue Sox, who will come right back here tomorrow night. No ball, 2 strikes on Medina.
Now let's turn over to the pitching side, Dan. Anthony Umhay has plenty of run support to work with. It's a 9-run ball game. Just do what he does best. Throw strikes and rely on the defense to make plays. That's been good here so far through the first 3.
Picola fires the 0-2. It's bounced. Esposito is there to make the block. 1-2. Amsterdam's blowing the game wide open at Shuttleworth. They lead at 7-1 in the bottom of the 4th. So Utica better start, or excuse me, Boonville better start packing the bags to get ready to go to Shuttleworth tomorrow night. A 1-2 runs in and hits Medina. It is the 4th hit by pitch of the inning. Now back-to-back games where the Stallions have been hit 6 times, and they lead this game by 10. Comiskey started this inning with a strikeout looking, but now has a chance to reach a board, and if he is to reach a board, everybody in the Stallions order, 1 to 10, will have reached base safely at least once here tonight. First pitch outside for ball 1.
Despite not reaching base in the first on a fielder's choice, Comiskey had a productive out. He drove in a run.
Well, and there's the RBI, second of the game. Paso gets the windmill. There'll be no throw home. 2 RBI single. Casey Comiskey. 13-1 Ponies. And we're only in the bottom of the third. And here's the pitching change for the Blue Sox. Matt Piccola is out of the game, and coming on to pitch is Noah Clausen. Stallions, runners at first and second with 2 down, 7 across here in the bottom of the third.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
Noah Clausen on the bump here for the Blue Sox, trying to clean up what has been a disaster couple of innings here from the Blue Sox pitching staff. 13 runs across, and Piccola leaves with an inning of work. 2 hits given up, 7 runs as of right now, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 4 hit by pitch. Fitzsimmons at the plate. 2 balls and no strikes, and Clausen is a high leverage arbor. Talking about it a little bit earlier. A 1.29 ERA for him. Just his 4th appearance of the year. 7 innings overall. Has just let up 1 earned run. And has trouble locating the zone here. 3-0. While the Stallions are already up by 12, we have to play at least 6.5 innings here at Cantine Field before the mercy rule goes into effect. And maybe get to the point where you see some Stallions position players, but at the same time, you'll love to walk out of here with a mercy and 7 and come right back tomorrow and try and do the same thing.
It's also maybe almost that time for the pitchers to maybe get some ABs as well in a 12-run ball game.
Fitzsimmons with a drive into left field. Cullinan's going back. He's on the track, and it's gone. Home run number 2, Dylan Fitzsimmons. It's a 10 spot for the Stallions here in the bottom of the third. 16-1.
How about it? Dylan Fitzsimmons goes the other way to left center field, just clearing the 360 sign here at Cantine, his second run of the season.
And welcome to the game, Noah Clausen. All those runs, except for Fitzsimmons, will go on the line of Picola, so he leaves the game with 9 earned given up on just 2 hits. And talk about a Stallion squad that's going to be feeling good headed into tomorrow. You really can't ask for anything more. It's 16-1, and it's the bottom of the third.
Still got 3 more innings on offense as well. This is a season high for runs already for the Ponies, and they've only played 3 innings.
Baker with the ground ball up the middle for a single. Wow. Not much more words to describe what has gone on here for the Ponies, and you really got to think here if you're Utica. What is now a 15-run game and will probably end somewhere around 12 is not going to feel good heading into tomorrow's playoff game.
No.
Definitely will light the fire under them, but the Stallions are going to have plenty of momentum.
For sure, Dan. 16 runs on 9 hits in 3 innings of play. The Stallions might put up 20 runs. This might look like a football score for the Ponies on offense after tonight's over with.
Andrew Ray at the plate. A 1-ball, 1-strike count. And what has just been an offensive onslaught here for Saugerties. Ray, a big cut and a miss. It's 1-2. 10 across here for the Stallions in the bottom of the third. Utica finally a pitch away from getting out of it, but Ray stays alive. And Utica probably wishing that they could end the game right now and go home, regroup, and just come back tomorrow.
They got a lot of time on the bus over these next 2 days. Couldn't agree more, Dan. Maybe they just forfeit and call it quit.
Ray pokes a ball into shallow right, chasing it is Ho. That ball is down. Does a nice job cutting it off. Back-to-back singles for the Stallions after the 3-run bomb from Fitzsimmons. Top of the order, Luis Rodriguez at the dish for the 4th time tonight in 3 innings. Every batter in this Stallions lineup has gotten at least 2 at-bats, or 3 now, and Rodriguez the 4th. This has just been an unreal offensive display out of Saugerties. Really a number that you wouldn't believe if you just logged on to the PGCBL website to take a look. Rodriguez, fly ball into foul territory. This could end the inning. And Beresford makes the play, but not before a 10-run bottom of the third. Talk about feeling it. Stallions are doing all that and more. It's a 16-1 ball game going to the 4th.
Welcome back to Canton. Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Shalom, top of the fourth inning. Anthony Umhe still toeing the slab. He's going to be facing 9-1-2 in the Utica Blue Sox order. Ted Hone leads things off and flies it foul for strike one. Umhe, to this point in the ballgame, only one earned run allowed through his first 3 innings. He's given up 7 hits as well, but the big number for the Utica Blue Sox offense is runners left on. They've left on 7 through their first 3 innings on offense, but Dan, we got to go to last inning. Stallions put up a 10 spot on 5 hits. The swing of the inning was an opposite field 3-run home run from Dylan Fitzsimmons. It almost feels like they did no wrong last inning in the third.
And this is feeling like a whirlwind of a couple of days here for the Blue Sox. You put up 17 runs last night in Boonville and lose, and now the Stallions put up 16 on you in the first 3 innings.
Over their last 33 innings, the Utica Blue Sox pitching staff has given up 34 runs on 23 hits. As Hone lines this one, it's going to get down 4 extra bases. Rodriguez cuts it off in the gap, and Hone will not test his arm. Leadoff base hit for the right fielder for Utica brings up the top of the lineup with Duncan Cullinane stepping in. Cullinane replaced Jager Naylor earlier on in the ball game. Naylor to this point was 1 for 2 on base twice. 1 for 1. He singled in the second, was hit by a pitch in the first, and came around to go from second to third on an error from the catcher, George Baker. Now Cullinane stepping in for his first plate appearance. First pitch from Umhe is a strike on the outside corner. Nothing in 1 count, but Dan, we're going to go back to the Stallions offense real quick. They've gone through 3 times through the lineup, 3 innings on offense. The first 5 have all hit 4 times.
Nick, when was the last time you heard of your leadoff man getting 4 at-bats in the first 3 innings? I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
Maybe in Little League. I can't think of another time. When else? I've never experienced that playing baseball growing up. The 0-2 from Umhe's lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for Utica after they allow 10 runs in the bottom half of the third. They're set up nicely with nobody out and a runner in scoring position.
Just letting Umhe ride here. It's a 15-run game, and you got the playoffs on deck tomorrow. No reason to put in anybody that might be one of your guys that you would even think about using over the next couple of days.
After Umhe, the slated arms to go are catcher Logan Sanchez and corner infielder Brandon Fish for the Ponies. 2 position players going to get to pitch. Whenever Umhe has hit his max here today against the Utica Blue Sox, as Waldy Rodriguez grounds this over to short. Comiskey field steps on the bag and throws over to first for the unassisted 6-3 double play. 2 outs now in the inning, come on 1 pitch.
Stallions will take that all day. Nice double play right there. The runner goes over to third. But if you're Anthony Umhe, by all means, the interesting thing, Nick, that I'm looking at is the Blue Sox still have 9 hits. It's not like they haven't been hitting the baseball off of Umhe. They just haven't scored any runs. They've left at least 2 on through the first 3 innings.
And 4 of those hits have come on the first pitch of an AB as well. Sam Souza now steps in for the Blue Sox. He's the 3-hole hitter, the designated hitter as well. To this point, 0 for 2. The 1-0 from Umhe just misses the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. We talked about Utica's pitching in the top half of the inning. 34 runs over their last 10 innings of play, but really the hitting as well. They've scored now 18 runs over their last 10 innings on 20 hits. So despite them having struggles on the pitching side of things, Dan, their offense has been mashing.
Certainly, but not really here tonight as much in the run column, and you have to once again take all the numbers here tonight with a grain of salt. So hit by pitch right there, puts a runner on first. This is not Utica's real lineup. This is not what's going to be going on tomorrow night. Be a much more competitive ball game, and the 2 games before this, they've been 1-run affairs.
Tonight, coming up next for the Utica Blue Sox is Anthony Paratano. To this point, he's been on base twice. He walked in the first and singled in the third. This is one of the usual hitters for Utica. He's been in the lineup the last 2 times these 2 teams played here at Canton, and as he started off with a ball from Anthony Umhe. 2 outs, runners on the corner. Utica not starting their 4 best hitters by way of batting average. Xavier Smith, Ryan Ulysses are 2 of them, as Umhe misses upstairs 2-0. James Turchi, another one. Runners on the corners. Ted Hone over at third. Sam Souza over at first. Big fly ball from Peritano down the left field line and out of play for strike one. But Dan, coming into today, these two teams were pretty much even in everything. Stallions had a +2 run differential, 21-19 in the first 4 games, and they were also +2 in the hit category as well. This is definitely the outlier of the 5 matchups.
Oh, without a doubt. Baker snap throw over to first. Nearly got him. But yes, this is the one outlier of the matchup, and it's because Utica's not playing their top guys. They all played last night in Boonville, and that's large in part why they put up 17 runs.
3-1 pitch is line foul down the left field line, out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. Ted Hone over at third. He started things off with a single. Then Duncan Cullinane, who pinch hit for Jagar Naylor, lined a single to left with Waldy Rodriguez responsible for both outs in the inning, grounded into a 6-3 double play. Shortstop Casey Comiskey stepped on the bag and threw it over the first. And now back-to-back walks. Anthony Peritano will move from first to second Sean Souza will move from first to second. Anthony Peritano takes first on the base on balls. Pinch hitter for Utica. Once we get confirmation on that name, we will give it to you. This spot was R.J. Tomei, the center fielder. To this point, he was 1 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice and singled. Bases loaded,
man,
2 outs. Hey fires in a strike, 1-1 count.
I mean, Nick, you and I don't have number 15 on the coaches' views and on the official roster for Utica. Who knows who's at the plate right now?
Mystery Man steps into the batter's box and he swings and misses. 4 strike 2. Hey 1 pitch away from getting out of things. Utica yet to score in the inning, but they do have the bases loaded. To this point, Anthony 3 2/3. No 1 strikeout. That was of Sam Souza swinging. Giving up 9 hits, but only 1 earned run. Kicks and fires home. Swing and a miss. 4 strike 3. Back-to-back zeros for and he gets out of a bases-loaded jam to put up a 0. Stallions offense coming to hit in the bottom of the 4th when we come back. Welcome back to Cantine. Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Challen, bottom of the 4th inning. Pony still leading the Utica Blue Sox 16-1. Cam Carroll leads things off, nothing in 1 count against Noah Clausen. Right-hander for Utica came in last inning. In the first batter he faced, Dylan Fitzsimmons took him yard, a 3-run home run to the opposite field, clearing the 360 sign out in left center. Right here in Saugerties, New York, Cantine Field. Those 3 runs came on one swing, but the Stallions scored 10 runs in the inning on 5 hits. They sent 15 hitters to the batter's box last inning. Dan, just indescribable.
We haven't seen that from this team all season. They sent Luis Rodriguez ready to the plate 4 times here tonight. They have just been pouring it on Utica. And just what you want to see, especially when you're playing the same exact team tomorrow night here.
Cam Carroll will lead things off for the Ponies in a 2-1 count. He's batter number 32 that the Stallions have sent to the plate. 31 through the first 3 innings, averaging nearly 10 per inning.
Their whole lineup. Sending their whole lineup to the dish every inning. And it really didn't get out of control till the bottom of the 3rd.
The wind, the kick, the pitch from Clausen is line foul to the netting behind home plate. Full count on Carroll to lead things off to this point in the ball game. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. He also has stolen 2 bases. 1 came in the first and 1 came in his next plate appearance in the second when he was hit by a pitch. And he hit last inning, drew a 4-pitch walk. He would score in that 10-run third as well. Every single Stallion scored in that inning. Leadoff walk to Carroll for now 4th time in 4 trips where he's been on base. Brings up Jamie Z.
And Nick, I've got an update for you here. Ryan Ulysses was the man who committed that last strikeout, not wearing his normal number here on the road, but he takes the place of RJ Tomei out there in center field. And Ulysses is one of the 4 guys who bats above 300 for this team.
306 to be exact. He's played in 35 games of the 41 for Utica Blue Sox, and he has 15 extra base hits as well, 24 runs batted in. Jamie Z now steps in, 0-1 count against Clausen with Cam Carroll over at first, not going anywhere, and Clausen fires in a strike. 1-1 count to this point in the ball game. Jamie Z, just like Carroll, a single and a stolen base in the first. He walked in back-to-back innings as well, once in the second and once in the third, as he fouls this one off. 0-2 count. His walk in the third came with the bases loaded, so he picks up an RBI, his 25th of the season for the Stallions here in the summer of 2025. Now leads the team in that category, actually. Logan Sanchez is second with 24. The 0-2 from Clausen. Slow changeup, just misses upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last night against Glens Falls, Z was not in the lineup. Head coach Colin Martin rolling him out here. As a playoff preview against the Utica Blue Sox, these 2 teams will square off tomorrow in round 1 of the PGCBL playoffs. To this point in the regular season, Stallions have won 3 of 4. Looks like they're going to hold on here today and win 4 of 5 regular season matchups between these 2 teams as Z goes down swinging for out number 1 in the inning. First strikeout for Clausen. Now every single pitcher who's pitched for Utica has a K. Logan Pullman went the first inning and 2/3. He had a strikeout. And Nate Piccola went a full inning, had a strikeout as well.
And Clausen was really good for Utica coming into this start. A sub-2 ERA, over 7 innings and just 1 earned runs. Just blowing up here.
Surprising that Utica is turning to a high-leverage arm, especially since this game is really meaningless. Both of these teams know exactly who and when they're going to be playing in the PGCBL playoffs. They'll be squaring off right here 24 hours from now. The 0-1 pitch from Clausen is fouled out of play by Pat Costa, 0-2. And Dan, we were talking about how Clausen out on the mound, he's a high-leverage arm. We're kind of surprised that he's pitching. A guy for the Ponies that we're not surprised in that is in the lineup tonight is Pat Costin, because ever since he's gotten here, this is game number 4, he's been on base in all of them and lines a base hit here in this 4th game. Now 4 games played for Costin as a Stallion and 4 games with a base hit. 2 of those he's had a multi-hit game, came into today.
Costin doing what he does best, hard contact. Was hit by the pitcher, walked in his previous 2 at-bats, so nice for him to finally make contact.
On base all 4 times for the cleanup man, brings up Dylan Passo for the Ponies, another guy who was not in the lineup last night. Steps in here with runners on first and second and takes a strike from Clausen. Still nobody throwing in the Utica bullpen either. The head coach for the Utica Blue Sox gave Logan Pullman a longer leash, same with Nate Picola, and it appears as if he's going to do the same thing with Clausen, which is an interesting strategy, Dan. We've been talking about it. Clausen is one of their high leverage arms.
They only need him to get through 2 more innings, and then this game will be over.
The 1-1 grounded in play over to short. Rodriguez flips to Hong over to first. Not in time. Carroll over there at third will not go anywhere simply because it's a 16-1 ball game. Fielder's choice is the official scoring. No error on the second baseman, Huang. 2 outs in the inning for Adonis Medina.
And Cam Carroll didn't go home on that ball that leaked towards the dugout for Utica. Third base coach Ron Kelder just tapping his shoulders there saying, hey, that one's on me. I didn't give him the sign to go.
Carroll over at third. He's been on base all 4 times, just like Pat Cosson, who's just out at second. Medina steps in and flies this one foul for strike 1. To this point in the ball game, Medina's 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs, an RBI single in the first, and was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded last inning in the third to draw in a run. At the time, that made it a 10-0 ball game in favor of the Stallions, and pops this one in play over to the middle infield. It's going to be the shortstop Rodriguez to call off Huang, and he drops it. Carroll comes in to score. Passo goes all the way to third. First error of the ball game for Utica is the shortstop Waldy Rodriguez, and it's now a 17-1 ball game in favor of the Ponies.
And that is just a brutal break right there. If you were Clausen, you were just an out away from putting up the first 0 of this game, and Rodriguez boots it over there at second. That was a high pop by Medina.
Casey Comiskey will now step in with runners on the corners. Passo over at third and Medina at first. Casey Comiskey had his first hit of the ball game last inning and lines this one out into center field. Tomei going back on it. He's got a beat on it. Camped underneath it and makes the play for out number 3 of the inning. Ponies scratch across 1 more in the inning on 1 hit. 17-1 going to the 5th.
We also have another birthday here tonight. Congratulations, pal.
Top of the 5th inning from Cantine. Stallions lead 17-1, out hitting Utica 11-9. Anthony Umhe through the first 4 innings for the Ponies. 1 earned run on 9 hits, 2 strikeouts as well. Max Beresford leading things off. Rodriguez out in center, makes the nice running play in the gap on the first pitch from Umhe. First out in the top of the 5th.
Loud contact right there, but Rodriguez is so solid defensively that it's no worries for him out there in center. And quickly 1 down.
6, 7, 8 due up for Utica in the inning. Max Beresford just flew out to center field. Lewis Wong now steps in with Joey Esposito on deck. And if one of these 2 next hitters for Utica reaches base, Ted Hone will step in. Umhe starts Wong with a ball, 1-0 count. To this point in the ball game, the second baseman for Utica's 1 for 2. Grounded out to third in the second inning and singled in the third. 1-0 pitch is lined over to short. Comiskey makes the nice sliding play over there at the captain, the infield spot. Shortstop. 2 outs on 3 pitches for Umhe. Top of the 5th. Stallions still rolling.
That was just a weakly hit ball over to short. Comiskey gets a beat on it, makes a nice play. And there's quickly 2 down here in the inning.
Comiskey's been so solid for the Ponies all season long. He leads the team in games played, and he's done so at a variety of positions. Middle of the infield, short, second, but he can also play first and third. Nothing in 1 count on Joey Esposito, the catcher for Utica to this point in the ball game. 1 for 2. He singled in the second and lined out to Comiskey over at short in the third. Is now in a 0-2 count against Umhe for his 3rd plate appearance here in the 5th. Utica has left 10 runners on base in their first 4 innings on offense. Already 2 outs on the first 3 pitches. The 1-1 pitch is popped in play. Third baseman Ray is called off by Comiskey over at short. And Anthony Umhe works a clean 1-2-3 inning. 3 pop-ups in the inning, gets him out on just 6 pitches. We're going to the bottom half. Stallions still leading 17-1. Welcome back. Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Challen. We apologize for some technical difficulties. Dylan Fitzsimmons is still alive in a 3-ball, 2-strike count against Noah Clausen. Anthony Umhe works the scoreless inning in the top half on just 6 pitches. A fly out to center and back-to-back pop-outs to the shortstop Comiskey is how Anthony Umhe worked the first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game for him. As Fitzsimmons flies this one out into left center. Cullinane has a beat. He's at the track. It's over his head and bounces up against the wall. Fitzsimmons will stop at second for his 2nd extra base hit to the left side of the diamond here tonight. Last time up, he lined the 3-run home run over the fence, and this one 4 feet short of clearing the fence.
Certainly seeming like he's starting to find a spot that he likes here at Cantine Field, and really just what you want if you're the Stallions ahead of tomorrow. Fitzsimmons really, in my opinion, guaranteeing himself a spot in the lineup.
Fitzsimmons came into today with a batting average that's gone up almost 100 points over the last week, all the way up to 280. And here today, he's perfect. George Baker now steps in with a runner in scoring position. The Ponies have had a runner in scoring position in every single inning. 17 runs through their first 4 innings on offense. Fitzsimmons' double was the 12th hit of the ball game. Baker steps in, and he's been on base every time as well in a 0-2 count against Clausen. Baker has 2 hits, a single in the second, and he hit twice in the 10-run third. He was hit by a pitch and singled as well in the inning. 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch for the Louisville product. Takes outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anthony Umhe for the Stallions. He got the start and has been doing a nice job. 5 innings pitched, only 1 earned run allowed. He has given up 9 hits, but he's doing a nice job of working out of jams. Utica has left 10 runners on base. 5 of those were in scoring position. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Baker. Baker was in the lineup last night against Glens Falls and was hit by the pitch twice to go along with a walk. He's now in a 2-ball, 2-strike count against Clausen. Two-two pitch, grounded over to second. Huang fields and will go to first for out number 1. Productive out from Baker as he moves Fitzsimmons from second to third. 1 out for the bottom of the order. 10-hole hitter Andrew Ray stepping up. To this point in the ball game, the third baseman for the Ponies, 2 for 2 with a walk. Scored 2 runs as well, and he had 2 singles last 2 innings ago in the 10-run third. Came around to score in that inning as well as he takes strike 1 on the outside corner from Clausen. Don Fitzsimmons over at third. Slow changeup, just low in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been all Ponies thus far in the ball game, 17-1. Scored 3 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 10 in the third, and 1 time in the fourth. Two-one pitch, misses upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ponies have the top of the order on deck. Luis Rodriguez is in the on-deck circle with Cam Carroll in the hole. Only 1 out in the inning. That was George Baker, who grounded out to second as Ray flies this one out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And for the Stallions here, they just need 6 more outs, and this game's over. Would certainly love to end it early. Show back up here tomorrow and try to get right back after it.
This Utica team now has dropped as Ray pops this one in short center field. Rodriguez, the shortstop's camped underneath it, and Fitzsimmons will not tag at third. 2 outs in the inning for the top of the order, Luis Rodriguez. But Dan, the Blue Sox drop back-to-back games to finish off the regular season for a team who really got hot here in the later stages of July. They were at one point in 6th in the PGCBL East and clinched the 3rd overall seed with a couple games to go.
And they rattled off 6 in a row before losing, or if they are to go on to lose, barring an improbable comeback here, 2 in a row down the season, and both those have been on the road.
They're going to have a couple more road games coming up here today against the Stallions, and tomorrow when these two teams square off. 22 hours from now will be first pitch right here at Cantine as Rodriguez takes low in the dirt 2-0.
We'll have all that coverage for you here on the Stallions YouTube network. Our Top 5 pregame show gets you started around 6:40. The 7:05 start.
It'll be the 6th time that these two teams will play here in the summer of 2025 as Rodriguez takes upstairs 3-0. Through the first 4, not including tonight, these two teams were about as even as they come. +2 run differential for the Ponies, +2 hit differential as well. But the Stallions, 8 errors as opposed to the Utica's 2. The 3-0 pitch is fouled out of play for strike 1. Rodriguez, to this point in the ball game, grounded out to the pitcher in the first. Since then, he's had productive ABs in his last 3. A walk and a stolen base in the second, an RBI sac fly in the 10-run third, and he ended the third inning with a fly out to the first baseman and lines this one into right center for a base hit. Hall, the right fielder, fields. Rodriguez hits first and will go to second for the second double of the inning, and Fitzsimmons, who had the first, comes around to score. It's now 18-1 in favor of the Stallions.
Rodriguez just doing a job, shoots the ball over to right field, and despite him already being up 4 times tonight, had not had a hit. He was actually, coming into this game, ended that last at-bat 0 for his last 7.
Rodriguez breaks out of it in a big way, an RBI double. That's got to feel good. He came into today with a batting average of just above 390, highest qualified hitter amongst the Stallions team. One-0 count on Cam Carroll, who hit second, making his debut at second base for the Ponies here in the summer of 2025. He's played a little outfield, mainly behind the dish is where he plays. Does a nice job back there. He has a great arm behind the plate, throws out runners. But here today, playing some second. Yet to get a ground ball over there as he sits in a 2-0 count. Kicking the pitch home from Clausen is outside 3-0.
Just a little bit of a score update here. Diamond Dogs making it a little bit interesting. It's 9-6, and they have the bases loaded with 1 out. They've moved to their position pitchers at this point. Brad Curtis into the game for them up there at Shuttleworth.
Sam Felice went the first 3 innings for Amsterdam with Jesse Kuzmic and Joey Gesowich. Going the next 2, 3-1 pitch is fouled out of play, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Felice, Kuzmic, and Gesowich have all pitched against the Ponies at some point during their 11 matchups in the regular season, where the Stallions won 4. Gesowich had the worst outing of the 3, gave up 3 hits, 5 earned runs, tagged to the right-hander as Carroll lines this one up the middle for a base hit. Rodriguez hits third and will get the stutter step and go home. RBI single for Cam Carroll, 19-1 Ponies here in the bottom of the 5th.
Just adding on more, and they're not even hitting the ball particularly hard. Just been nice contact into the outfield, and the Stallions on the cusp of their first 20 spot of the year.
They have a season-high 19 runs tonight. Their season-high in hits was 16 up at Mohawk Valley, where the Ponies came back and won against the Diamond Dogs, where they used a 7-run inning to defeat Mohawk Valley, who's playing for their season tonight against the Amsterdam Mohawks. Now 2 outs in the top of the 6th with the bases full of Diamond Dogs against Brad Curtis of Amsterdam. With the shortstop, John Ramsey, stepping up for his 3rd plate appearance. And Jamie Z is the extra hitter tonight, normally the shortstop for the Ponies, stepping up for his 5th plate appearance of the ball game. One count as Clausen fired a strike on the outside corner. To this point in the ball game, Jamie Z, a single and a stolen base in the first, a walk in the second and third, flies this one out into center. Tomei coming in on it and will make the play for out number 3 in the inning. Pony score 2 more. It's 19-1 Stallions going to the top of the 6th.
Yep.
Top of the 6th inning. Ted Hone starts things off with Casey Comiskey fielding up the middle, and his throw over to first is late. Leadoff single for Hone. And now back-to-back plate appearances against Anthony Umhay. 10th hit for Utica as well. Umhay's the starter for the Stallions here today. Through the first 5 innings, giving up only 1 earned on now 10 hits. 2 strikeouts and a couple walks mixed in there as well for the right-hander for the Ponies.
And I don't see him coming out of this game, Nick, if I'm being honest with you. There's really no reason. He just needs 6 more outs, and he's given the Ponies everything they could have asked for and more.
Top of the order, rolling around, Duncan Cullinane steps in for his second plate appearance. He came in for Jagger Naylor, the left fielder for Utica, is one of their usual starters. Cullinane is also one as well. Naylor was on base twice, hit by pitch and singled. And last time Cullinane stepped up, it was in the 4th, where he lined a single to left off Umhay. Now is in a 0-2 count. With 1 more out, Umhay will have the longest outing for a starting pitcher for a Stallion this summer. A couple guys have thrown 5. Derek Constance threw 5 against the Outlaws, as did Ryan Franklin against the Mohawks, where he only gave up 1 earned run up at Shuttleworth Park. Chopped in play over to short. Comiskey will go the short way to Carroll on to first, not in time for the double play. But there it is, the longest start for a Stallions starting pitcher all summer long comes in the last regular season game for the Ponies, courtesy of the right-hander Anthony Umhay.
And you really got to thank Anthony Umhay here to just be saving Stallions' arms in what has been just a straight-up blowout.
19-1 score. Stallions have scored 3 runs in the first and second, and then a 10 spot in the third. Scratched across 1 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. Pinch hitter for Utica. As Umhay fires in a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Charlie Bushley, pinch hitter, is the pinch hitter. He's a pitcher for Utica as he takes strike 2. Bushley this year has played in 11 games, 8 of those out of the bullpen. 3 starts, a 2.21 ERA, and 20 innings pitched. The high-leverage reliever gets a chance to hit for the first time all summer long against Umhay and lines a single out into right center. Medina will cut it off in the gap. Going from first to third is Cullinane, as Medina's throw comes in a little wildly, allowing Bushley to reach second base. 2 runners in scoring position against Umhay here in the 6th.
Utica only has 1 run on the board, and that came all the way back in the 2nd inning. So it makes sense that they're finally starting to gain some offensive momentum.
Another substitution for Utica. Number 8, Connor Jones steps in. 236 batting average across 26 games played as a Blue Sox this summer. And he's hit by the pitch on the first pitch he sees. Umhay smiles at Jones as he takes his spot over at first base. Base is full of Blue Sox. Only 1 out in the inning in a 19-1 ball game.
Another pinch hitter here.
Another pinch hitter for Utica. Now Xavier Smith, the team's leader in batting average at .339 in 36 games played. Gets the hit with the bases loaded and 1 out against Anthony Umhay in a 19-1 ball game. expect for him to be in the lineup tomorrow when these two teams square off in round 1 of the PGCBL playoffs, as he started with a ball from Umhe upstairs, 1-0 count.
And Smith just trying to gain any sense of momentum here for the Blue Sox. He is their prototypical leadoff guy.
Mayor, congratulations, Austin.
And Nick, expect him to be leadoff tomorrow night, getting just a couple of extra swings here.
Last time these two teams played here at Cantine, he was the 3-hole hitter, and he was on base 3 of 4 times. He walked once and was hit by a pitch twice. To go along with the .339 batting average, his on-base percentage, Dan, just below 500 at .490. Leads the team in both of those categories here in the PGCBL summer of 2025. Now it's in a 2-strike count against Umhe with the bases loaded. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases full of Blue Sox. Duncan Cullinane over at third. Charlie Bushley over at second. Anthony Umhe out on the mound facing Xavier Smith, who just pinch hit for Sam Sosa. To this point in the ballgame, the designated hitter was 0 for 2 with a walk. 2-2 pitch lined right at Ray over at third. Not going to throw it anywhere. Out number 2 is a loud one for Umhe, and Utica still hasn't scratched across a run. With the bases loaded, and Umhe's 1 out away from getting out of things. 2 outs.
Gets a little bit lucky there on the hard contact. But he'll take it all day long.
Now batting number 15, Ryan Ulysses.
Ulysses steps in and lines this one out of play for strike 1. The kick in the pitch home from Umhe, and he plunks Ulysses in the back. That will allow the second run of the ball game for Utica to come in and score. Duncan Cullinane hits home, and it's now a 19-2 ball game. First run for Utica since the second, but they've had a runner in scoring position in all of those, except for one. That was the 5th. Max Beresford now steps in for his 4th plate appearance, the first baseman for Utica. 1 for 3 in the ball game, a line drive to the right fielder Medina, a single in the 3rd, and a fly out to center in the 5th as he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Nothing in 1 count with 2 outs.
Baker with a nice block behind the dish. Hasn't really been tested here tonight. And I think if you're Colin Martin, you probably end up going with Cam Carroll behind the dish tomorrow.
Last time these two teams played here at Cantine, Lino was the catcher for the Ponies. He since has gone home for the summer in 2025. With Umhe in a 1-ball, 2-strike count against Max Beresford. Utica has plated a run in the inning, but looking for more in what is a 17-run lead for the Ponies. The 1-2 pitch is flied out of play. So we'll do it again at that count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Charlie Bushley over at third. Connor Jones, who pinch hit for Sam Souza and was hit by a pitch, is over at second. Xavier Smith, who pinch hit for Anthony Paratano, lined out to third with Duncan Cullinane, who was just hit by a pitch that scored a run, who now be at second after Beresford is hit by the pitch. 3rd hit by pitch of the inning. Brings in another run for Utica. 19-3 ball game. Stallions just need to get through 7 innings defensively for the mercy rule to come into effect in the PGCBL when you're up by at least 10 runs in the 7th inning. That's the game. 4 more outs to get for Stallions pitchers in what currently stands as a 16-run ball game But despite that, the Stallions are only out hitting Utica by 3, 14-11. Umhe kicks and fires home. Chopped foul to the left side, 1 ball and 1 strike on Lewis Huang, the second baseman for Utica. To this point in the ball game, Huang 1 for 3. Ground out to third in the second, a single in the third, and a pop out to the shortstop Comiskey in the fifth. 1-1 pitch is lined over to short. Comiskey dives and can't make the play. Utica will go station to station. Coming around to score is Connor Jones. 19-4 ball game. 3 straight at-bats for the Blue Sox where they played a run with 2 outs.
Last thing you want to do is give Utica any momentum going into tomorrow, and for that reason, head coach Colin Martin goes to the bullpen. What an effort it was out of Anthony Umhe.
5 2/3, 4 earned runs, 12 hits, 8 a lot of innings for the Ponies here tonight. He's had the longest start for a Stallion here in the summer of 2025. You couldn't ask for much more if you're head coach Colin Martin. When we come back, bases full of Blue Sox. Ponies lead. Dallas Hot Wieners called to the bullpen. John Ryder now towing the slab for the Ponies, making his 8th appearance here in the summer of 2025. To this point, 6 2/3 pitched, 11 earned runs, good for an ERA of 14.8 here in the summer of 2025. First pitch to the catcher, Joey Esposito, is outside 1-0. Utica now has batted around in the inning. They send up 8 hitters against Umhe, with Esposito being the 9th to face Ryder. First batter for the right-hander out of Binghamton. The 1-0 pitch misses outside 2-0. Utica's plated 3 runs already in the inning. Can't completely close the book on Umhe through the first 5 2/3. 12 hits, 4 runs for now, but all 3 base runners are his responsibility, to go along with 3 walks, 2 Ks, and 4 hit-by pitches. The 2-0 pitch is chopped foul, 2-1. Esposito today, 1 for 3. A single in the second, a line drive to the shortstop Comiskey in the third, and a pop-out to Comiskey in the 5th. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases full of Blue Sox. Pitch home from Ryder. Nice block in the dirt from Baker to keep the runner over at third. 3 balls and 1 strike. The walk has hurt Ryder this summer, 14 in just under 7 innings pitched. Averages just about 2 per inning. On the other side of things, he commands the zone very well. 10 Ks in 6 2/3. Good for a Ks per 9 of just about 14 as a softball was hit into right field here at Cantine. On the neighboring field, 3-1 pitch, misses upstairs, ball 4, bases loaded walk for Utica. Plates run number 5 on the scoreboard. They now trail by 14, with the Stallions desperately needing to find a way to get out of the inning and start fresh in the 7th.
And the most important thing here for Saugerties is you do not want to make this less than a 10-run game and have it keep on going. They need to get out of this now. Ready for a cross. And it's been mostly walks in this inning.
3 hit by pitches from Umhe. First walk from Ryder as he misses the zone. Fortuitous bounce off the backstop for Ryder, as Beresford over at third will not go anywhere.
Stallions have another arm going out there in the bullpen.
(19-5) ball game. Stallions are only out hitting Utica by 2, 14-12. The other game going on tonight is the Amsterdam Mohawks versus the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. Bottom of the 6th. 2 outs in the inning. As Hone chops this one over to short, Comiskey will field and step on the bag. We'll talk about the Mohawks and the Diamond Dogs when we come back, when the Stallions are batting 19-5. Going to the bottom of the 6th. Four, 5, 6 due up for the Ponies here in the bottom of the 6th. What may very well be their last half inning on offense in the regular season in the PGCBL summer of 2025. Pat Costin leading things off with Dylan Passo on deck and Adonis Medina in the hole. Stallions lead 19-5 and only need 3 more defensive outs to clinch their 28th victory on the season, as Costin has started in a 1-0 count against Noah Clausen since he entered in the 2nd inning. He's the only pitcher for Utica, doing a nice job of giving them length as Costin grounds this one over to short. Rodriguez fields and throws over to first in time for out number 1. First time all ball game where the Stallions have not had the leadoff runner on in a game where they've scored a season-high 19 runs. Passo now steps in, and then we were talking about it before the inning ended. Amsterdam Mohawks lead the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs 11-7 in the top of the 7th inning. Diamond Dogs need a win to clinch the 4th overall seed in the playoffs, but with a loss, Boonville will jump ahead of them by a half game and claim the 4th spot. The Lumberjacks are off tonight as they defeated Utica 18-17 last night in a thriller up at the Robert Smith Sports Complex.
The only good news is
Paso lines a single out into left field, a 1-out knock for Paso. His 3rd hit of the ball game to go along with 2 RBIs.
as I was saying, Nick, before Dylan Passo's single, the only good news if you're a Diamond Dogs fan down by 4 is that the Mohawks have turned to position players on the mound at this point, so they still have time here if they want to come back.
Medina flies this one out into left center. Ulysses on the run and makes the nice sliding play out in the left center gap. Second out of the inning comes on 1 pitch, and Medina's robbed of extra bases.
Great play out there in center, puts 2 onto the board. And for the Stallions, that's not even a bad thing. At this point, you just want to get the final 3 outs, go home, rest, and come back.
Lead 19-5. The mercy rule will be in effect if the Stallions find a way to get 3 outs before Utica scores 4 runs in the top half of the 7th inning. Casey Comiskey steps in with Dylan Paso over at first and now 2 outs. And Dan, going back to the Mohawks versus the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs, the Diamond Dogs would have to play Amsterdam tomorrow if they were to defeat the PGCBL East #1 overall seed tonight. And they've already used a couple of their high leverage arms. Aiden Colagrande's in the ballgame now with Jake Beck, Matthew Kahn, and Jack Chavez all throwing for them tonight.
And that's a playoff game for them tonight. You lose, you're out. So they have been trying to push their way, and they're going to need it here. 9 outs left to go on their season as of right now.
2-0 count on Comiskey. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Casey Comiskey's had a nice night for himself here today. An RBI fielder's choice in the first, a 2 RBI single in the third to go along with a fly out to center. In the 4th, flies this one foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning with Dylan Paso over at first.
That actually might be a bad thing for the Mohawks if they go on to win, because Mohawk Valley's used all their best guys here tonight. If they come back tomorrow, they're going to have the back end of their bullpen throwing.
Boonville has the night off tonight as they won against Utica last night. Comiskey flies this one foul down the right field line. Hahn will let it land in foul territory. It hops out of the bullpen. Here at Cantine, we'll do it again at 2-2. Brad Curtis is the position player for the Mohawks currently on the mound. And Dan, he's yet to allow a run in inning and 2/3, only 1 hit for Curtis in what is now 8 outs to work with for Mohawk Valley on offense, trailing by 4. The 2-2 pitch lined over to right, gets through for a base hit. Paso is going to stop at second. Casey Comiskey picks up his 2nd hit of the ball game. 2 singles for him, brings up Dylan Fitzsimmons.
Fitzsimmons, last 2 at-bats, 3-run jack, and a double. So not the guy that Utica wants to face here. And what could be the Stallions' last at-bat before the playoff game tomorrow?
And Fitzsimmons has shown great power in both of those, going for extra bases, but both of those were to the opposite field as well, with the double just about 5 feet short of clearing the fence for what would have been his 2nd home run here tonight. His first was in the at-bat previous when he lined a fastball out over the fence here at the 360 sign over in left center. 1-0 pitch misses outside 2-0. That swing was the 2nd home run for Fitzsimmons in the summer of 2025. Only 2 players for the Ponies have homered more than once in a ball game. Hobb and Siefkin did it once up at Shuttleworth Park as Fitzsimmons flies this one out into center field. Ulysses on the track at the wall, makes the play. Couple steps in front of the wall in center field. Fitzsimmons nearly has another home run in the 6th, but the Ponies now go to defense and need 3 more outs for a victory when we come back.
For the lift on a microphone tonight, you're feeling blue. First time on the mic, we think you did.
Top of the 7th, Stallions just need 3 more outs to end this game, and then they'll face Utica tomorrow night. And if you're Saugerties, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourselves heading into tomorrow, putting up 19 runs here tonight. John Ryder out there to close things out for the Blue Sox. It will be 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the 7th, and they've made a ton of defensive substitutions. Duncan Cullinan at the plate right now. Ryder out of control here to start. 2-0. Utica loaded the bases in the top half of the 6th and plated 4 runs. 1 off an RBI single, and the rest all on walks. Ryder misses high and away, 3-0. Stallions on the cusp of a 28-13-1 record. Just 1 game worse than last year. They put together a couple of dominant seasons, resulting in home playoff games, which you can't ask for much more. If you're the Stallions, 3-1 count. For the Blue Sox, they are set to fall to 8-11 on the road, 0-3 in the regular season here at Cantine. They have to get back up to Utica, sleep. 5-pitch walk's going to make this game go on a little bit longer. Come right back tomorrow. And for the Stallions, with the win here tonight, 9-1 in their last 10. 5-game win streak going into the playoffs. Things lining up for this squad headed into the postseason.
And a 10-1 record here at home in the month of July. The only loss being to the Amsterdam Mohawks, who they won't even play here at Cantine Field.
Ryder misses in the dirt, and at this point, you just really want him to fill the zone. And what could be his final outing of the year. Same thing goes for Umhe. The latest the Stallion season can go is Saturday, based off last year's playoff schedule. So you would not expect Umhe, who threw 5 2/3, to appear again. They got to worry about tomorrow first. Can't be looking into the future. Ryder misses high and away, 3-0. He's thrown 1 strike here in the top of the 7th. The Stallions have an arm going out there in the pen. That one paints the inside corner, 3-1.
Ryder's got plenty of run support to work with. Just has 4 runs to still have the mercy rule be in effect. Just got to find a way to command the zone.
He misses upstairs. That one was just near the Utica on the Utica jerseys. Back-to-back walks here in the 7th, and then now Prax Vigil, pitching coach for the Stallions, out of the dugout to talk it over.
And the walk has really hurt Ryder on the season. When he commands the zone, he does a nice job out on the mound for the Ponies. He has a Ks per 9 of just above 13. 11 strikeouts and coming into today in 6 2/3 innings pitched. The biggest thing for him is commanding the zone, and he averages nearly 2 walks an inning pitched as well.
First and second, nobody down in a 14-run ball game. Baker with a nice pick behind the dish. Ball 1. One ball, 1 strike count. Ryder fires. Ball put in play over to the right side. Carroll will throw to first. His first start over there at second. And he records his first out. One down. Runners move up to second and third.
Nice play from Carroll over there at second. Just gets one out. Now 2 left for the Ponies to get defensively before they come away with the victory.
Smith at the plate. Takes outside from Ryder. Ball 1. Baker blocks it behind the plate. 2-0. Ryder visibly upset with himself after that pitch. 2-ball, no strike count. Three and 0. The Stallions are at risk of loading up the bases here in back-to-back innings, which is really just drawing out the inevitable. Ryder's found the zone in each of the 3-0 counts that he's been in. Just one out to show for it. High and away. Bases loaded. Three walks to start off this inning from Ryder outside of the fielder's choice over to first by Cam Carroll. First pitch to Ulysses, high and away for ball 1. Smoked ball into center field. Rodriguez is going to play it on a bounce, so runs into score, and we've got a 19-6 ball game. And, well, here's the bad news now. Max Beresford represents the run that would keep this game rolling. And that's going to force head coach Colin Martin to make a Dallas Outwinners call to the bullpen. After a rough roll for John Ryder, he comes into this game, issues 4 walks and an RBI single. The position player, Mike Levinson, is into the game for the Stallions, looking for the final 2 outs and to end this one off early. Max Beresford in the box. If he is to homer, this game would keep on rolling. Levinson making his first pitching appearance of the season. It's the first time the Stallions have turned to a position player on the bump all year. His first pitch fouled off to the right side. Baker gives a look. It's out of play. Rough roll for John Ryder. He comes in looking for the final 4 outs. Issues 4 walks and an RBI single before he was pulled.
Dan, all Levinson has to do is throw some strikes. The big thing that hurt Ryder was the walk. If Levinson throws strikes, Utica will put the ball in play. It gives the Stallions great opportunity to get some outs.
1 ball, 1 strike. Levinson set. Ephus does not get the call. Misses on the outside part. 2-1. Fastball fouled off to the right side, and Levinson is a pitch away from recording a strikeout. Last time the Stallions had position players on the mound was up in Glens Falls a year ago and a day from the current date, the 29th, and 3 Stallions position players came in and got 3 strikeouts. 2-2. Just missing. And that one arguably was there on the outside part of the plate. Scott Paul not giving it behind the dish. Payoff. Rocked into center. Rodriguez moves back a few steps. Run will come in to score, but there's 2 outs in now what is a 12-run ball game. Utica scoring 6 over the last 2 innings.
More importantly, though, for Levinson, Danny got an out. That's the biggest thing. Still has a couple runs to work with. 3 more Blue Sox have to come around to score before he only has to get 1 out.
Lewis Huang at the plate, trying to extend this game. Misses high and away, ball 1. Huang cuts and misses for strike 1. Diamond Dogs will have 3 outs left in the top of the 9th to try and overcome a 4-run deficit. 1-1 runner goes to second. It's in there for a strike. And now Levinson just 1 strike away from giving the Stallions 28 wins here in the season of 2025. Second and third, 2 down. The 1-2. Ephus, he tried to get cute, but a miss is high and away, 2-2.
Can't hurt Levinson for trying.
Fastball. Huang just gets a piece. Talk about pitch sequence. Levinson, perfect example of it. Goes to the 40-mile-per-hour Ephus, then back to the fastball. 2 runners on, 2 down, 2-2 count. 2 across against number 22, and the ball gets past Baker. There will be no advance, and the count goes full.
Levinson just needs to find that put-out pitch, whatever it is, in a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Needs to go to it here and retire the hitter, which would give the Stallions the win.
off. Huang stays alive. Levinson set. The payoff pitch goes back to the eephus, and it's not called. It's a walk. Huang represents the run to keep it going. Bases are loaded once again for Joey Esposito, the catcher. And you can even see bases umpire Jeff Ramsdale with a smirk on his face over there at second. It's kind of how everyone's feeling here at the ballpark. It would be something for Utica to keep this game going. Ball into the gap would do it. With 2 down, the first pitch is a fastball high and away. 1-0.
Go ahead run over at first for Utica after the walk to Huang.
Two and 0 with 2 outs. Really, the last thing you want for the Stallions is to kill all the momentum you had early in this game. This was once a 16-1 ball game. That lead has been shrunk to 12. Cut and a miss for strike 1.
And that's all Levinson has to do. He throws strikes. Here in the inning, Ryder had a couple walks. Levinson has one himself. Just find a way to consistently command the zone and pump the heat.
Hard hit ball, and it's through for a base hit. Another run in to score. 19-8. Now things really getting serious because the run keep it going's over at second. Joey Esposito is batting under 100 coming into this game, and he gets the RBI knock off Mike Levinson.
Yeah, now all of a sudden, the non-mercy rule effect run is in scoring position over at second base.
Ted Hone has a couple of singles in this game. Cuts and misses for strike 1. He's got a smile on his face in the box. Righty on lefty. Utica's put up 7 runs over the last 2 innings, after only putting up 1 through the first 5. A 1. Fouled straight back. Levinson just a strike away from ending this ball game.
In a 0-2 count, Dan, after back-to-back fastballs, I think there's only one way for him to end it, and that would be the eephus.
Eephus. I say you meme it out here and go with the eephus in the 0-2 count. Hopefully it just doesn't go yard. The fastball misses inside, not what we were expecting. Bases loaded. Hard hit ball to Comiskey, and it's through. Huang gets the stop sign. Utica doesn't even want the run to come home and keep it going. Huang 90 feet away from keeping it going on back-to-back RBI singles. And it's the top of the order. Duncan Cullinane to the dish for his second at-bat of the inning. Back-to-back 4 spots for the Blue Sox. 10-run ball game, and they only have 1 less hit than the Stallions on the evening.
You cannot make this stuff up. 19-9 ball game. Mike Levinson comes in. Utica has back-to-back hits.
Back-to-back RBI singles at that, and that was in an 0-2 count. And nothing you can do but laugh at this point. Baker keeps it close. In a 19-9 ball game with the Blue Sox, 8 runs in the last 2. Ball is smoked. Rodriguez makes the play. Ball game over. It was close, but the Stallions get the run rule victory in 7 innings. 19-9 the final. Lots to take away here from tonight, but the most important thing is that the Stallions get the victory and are on a 5-game heater going into tomorrow's winner-take-all against the Utica Blue Sox.
Just barely get the mercy rule victory. The Ponies had a 10-run third inning that propelled them to the victory here at Cantine. Only out-hit Utica by 1, 16-15, but more importantly, it's the Ponies' 28th victory of the year. And these two teams will square off tomorrow right here at Cantine.
That's going to be a fun one. We'll have you plenty of coverage starting at just around 6:30 tomorrow night between the Blue Sox and the Stallions. And Saugerties ends up with a better home record than they did last year. And, Nick, really going to be interesting to see who they go to tomorrow on the bump. Could go in plenty of different directions.
They got a couple different guys they could turn to. Sean Dertinger is one of them. The last time he pitched was about 5 days ago, where he only threw 2 innings. So he's the guy on my mind that is the most fresh and ready to go.
We'll see about that. Someone that knows what's coming tomorrow is our player of the game, Dylan Fitzsimmons, who's on the field with Hannah.
I'm Hannah Tampassis, and alongside me, I have Dylan Fitzsimmons, who has been named Player of the Game. Now, tonight you had a home run and almost 2 more with that. What was working for you at the plate?
I was just seeing the ball well in the fastball and just elevating it.
Now, the Stallions put up 19 runs onto the board. How does it feel to leave the regular season out on a high note?
Feels good. We're confident going into the playoffs and feel we got a real shot at winning it all.
Now, what is the motivation, what is the preparation going into the playoffs in an attempt to win it all?
Just keep doing what we're doing and just keep smashing the baseballs, throwing strikes, and making the routine plays in the field, and that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations. Good luck with the rest of the season. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Hannah. Always appreciate it. You've done an amazing job so far this season, and you unfortunately won't be with us for the postseason run. Hannah, thank you so much for all the work you've put in this season. The Ponies win it 19-9 the final. Tomorrow night, we got playoff action. Win or go home. You won't want to miss it. Until then, a couple of thank yous to my partner Nick Zuppi, Dan Shalom, Hannah Tampassis for the final time this season. Big one tomorrow in Saugerties. We'll see you then.